Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Wednesday, and all of our guests today brought to you by our title sponsor, Able Auctions and ableauctions.ca. Jeremy Dodd and company. More on them a little bit later. It's been big news across the country, even down south this past week. The CFL coming up with several rule changes, which will be in place for 2026 and some in 2027. Here to talk about that as his team gets ready to play the Argonauts, host the Argonauts Friday at BC Place. Lions VP of Football Operations, longtime Lions employee, Neil McEvoy, our friend. Neil, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on, guys. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys. And first of all, before I forget,
Yes.
Donnie, congratulations for you for taking the the less days and not having to work with Rick for 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Years to coming, like we've talked about before. This is
Yeah.
years of the planning. So congratulations, you're able to do that.
I appreciate that. Neil, your take, well, very simply, your take on the CFL rule changes.
You know what? A little bit torn, to be quite honest. I love the Canadian Football League, as you guys know. I love the rules, but you know what? Maybe it's time to make some changes. You know what? And these changes, some of these changes I've been looking and asking for a while. I like the 35-second clock. I do like the 15-yard end zone. We played with the 15-yard end zone in Victoria this last preseason game. I thought it looked really good, and honestly, people didn't even know we did it. So small changes like that will help the infrastructure of most of the stadiums in the Canadian Football League I like. So, you know what? Yeah, change is change. It's time to modernize the game and get going. But these people who say we're Americanizing the game, we still have 12 players. We still have Canadian players. Still have 3 downs. All the things that you consider to be the Canadian Football League are staying intact. And so, like I said, change is change, and it's time to modernize the game and get better.
Okay, Neil, for the people who aren't as up on football and its rules as you are and other people are, the 35-second clock, there are some people complaining about that, the move from the 20-second clock. Why do you feel this is better?
Well, again, the 35-second clock will give us more offensive plays because right now, okay, in the game last week we played against Calgary, we had a great lead. We ran 2 plays in 2 minutes. Okay, that's ran the the receiver way down the field.
Yeah.
By the time the receiver jogged back, when the receiver's in the huddle, then let's make a change to the offense. So the referee has his hands out, and so after a minute, he didn't even start the 20-second clock until minute 15 after the last play, plus 20. So we're a minute and 45 seconds. So this will now speed up the game, and I know the purist will say, hey, in the last 2 or the last 3 minutes, the 3-minute warning. But again, in that game last week, the Calgary Stampeders lost 3 players in the last 3 minutes. You think they wouldn't want to have the 35-second clock where they could just kill the clock and end the game? Now, albeit obviously in tight games, you're going to have to see these offenses have to just hurry up like they do in the National Football League. So I like the 35-second clock will speed the game up. I know it sounds odd that we're going from 20 to 30 and things will speed up, but it's just going to be more, I think, more in conjunction with, things moving forward.
Yeah, 40-second clock in the National Football League for people who don't know. And this was one less thing for the officials to worry about, so there's that as well. Meanwhile, Neil, it's been well documented. We ran the clips on the show yesterday. We know what your quarterback, Nathan Rourke, thinks of the rule changes. He called them garbage. Do you understand where he's coming from?
Hey, I spoke to Nathan after. I spoke to Nathan before. Hey, I'm glad he had his opinion. There's nothing worse than making, we've made, the Canadian Football League came out with an announcement Monday. Well, and everyone nationwide had an opinion, which is great. There's been nothing worse than making the announcement and no one caring. Yeah. Nathan cares about his sport. He plays in the Canadian Football League. He's a player. He should be able to speak about what his thoughts are. He doesn't like the rules. God bless him. I'm glad he was able to say some things to challenge, some of the rules that he feels are not right. There'd be nothing worse than him sitting in the corner and just complaining about it 10 years from now when he should have said something. So, hey, everyone has an opinion. That's great. That's why it's sports. That's why we talk about it. And, that's one of the reasons why these changes were made, to see if we can make things better.
Neil, you said you talked to Nathan. Has the commissioner talked to him yet?
I'm not sure. I think they were supposed to. I honestly, I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure they have, but you know what? At the end of the day, Nathan's an amazing human. He's not gonna, he's not going to ruffle feathers. But at the end, he was upset and he was
Yeah.
spoke his opinion after practice. Which again, I'm glad he was able to have that forum to say what he really thought.
All right, Argos here Friday. Number one offense in the CFL right now. Nathan is going guns a-blazing. 7 straight games, 30-plus points. Talk about the offense. And last week, you didn't have your running back. You didn't have a receiver. You didn't have an offensive lineman and put up 50 in Calgary. Boy, Neil, this offense is fun to watch.
Well, yeah, and it starts with Nathan, as we know. But let's talk about the guys like Xander Horvath, who came in.
Yeah.
Everyone didn't give him a chance. Everyone's like, "Oh God, you guys are going to get rolled." Well, guess what? Xander is a professional athlete, played at Purdue, and can run. Same thing with Javon Catoy. We lost Javon. Well, the next guy up is Kieran Passant. Well, Kieran had 3 catches, and did we really? The ball moved. Not saying we didn't miss. Catoy because he's such an amazing blocker and such a big man, but we were able to move the offense, and maybe Calgary played our offense like they thought we had all our guys in, and that we didn't. So we had to make adjustments, and they weren't just able to adjust and process what we were doing, which is how I dreamt this offense would be with a guy like Nathan. He is processing at such a high level. You have to be able to match the energy, match the schemes, and match everything else, or things will get out of hand for you, which is good for us and not good for the opposing teams.
Neil, your defense, a lot of heat on Mike Benavides. There were some games the defense lost in the last minute this season. Talk about the defense in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, okay. So like I told you while you're on your extensive summer vacation while we were having a couple off weeks there, you know what? You have to give the credit to the offenses in the Canadian Football League that we play. Those guys get paid. When we lost against Hamilton at home, Bo Levi Mitchell put on a show and was able to, dissect our defense, which is God bless them. It's like our offense. We're saying, hey, what a great offensive play, which we did. But you know what? We were able to beat Calgary because we played at a higher level. Our defense plays at a high level, but these offenses coming in, just like ours, are really tough to deal with. When you have these amazing athletes, when you have these offensive schemes that are coming at you, the unlimited motion and everything else. So, hey, I like our defense, but at times, I mean, these offenses coming into town, they do put on a show, and that's what it's all about, scoring points, and it's just our job to stop them, and we've been able to do that the last couple of weeks, so I'm glad we have been able to step up and keep the energy up, and you know what, like last game, Calgary let off for a fraction of a second, and we never let up, and the game was over for them. So if we can keep on doing that, we're going to be all right.
James Butler's having an outstanding season, but along comes Xander Horvath. Pro sports is a tough business. I mean, you can't ask anything more of James Butler. But what the future going forward, given these 2 outstanding running backs, Neil?
Yeah, I mean, I was really excited for Xander because you know what? Basically, you're just thrown in there. Hey, is James up until Wednesday? We played Friday. Wednesday, James was wanting to play, but we made the decision. Hey, let's get the healthier guy in there. And Xander is a student of the game. He knows all the blocking techniques. He knows where the ball should go. He knows how to do all the protection stuff. So when he got the ball and was able to run, like he at one point had a 14-yard average in that game, which is amazing for a running back, regardless of the level. So I was excited for him, but you know what? That shows you Xander. He's been working his butt off all year since training camp to get into the roster, to get on the roster. He finally got in and showed us, hey, we're not going to be able to take this guy off because he's so dominant, which is great for our offense.
Good luck on Friday and the rest of the season, Neil.
Thanks, guys. Have a great show. Look forward to talking to you in a couple weeks.
You bet.